All right, I'm on hole number 2 of the 2020 Community Cup and Tuesday's qualifying round in the rookie division in my 99 account. So I've got some lower tour clubs. Let's go here and check this out. This hole is going to be problematic for this account. So if you got lower developed clubs, it's just going to be problematic. There's a bunch of different ways you can go at it, and I'm not sure that any of them work good with this account because I don't have I think 67 curl is the most that I have to try and get around the bend here. And that's with a big topper. And when I go around the bend, I usually, like with my rock, I'm in this area right here, and I'm using backspin because you're using that curl to get around, and it's full backspin to get on it. If you're going straight forward, I'm using a topspin, and I know that there are people going around the bend that are using topspin, and they're trying to bleed out right here on this. But with the rock, the distance is right that you have to use max backspin. I think it might be the only shot that you're using max backspin. Everything else is a topspin shot. Going through the trees is possible, but it's a little problematic with an extra mile 6 just for the topspin. But I think in this account, probably the safest way to go at it is I'm going to go over the trees with overpower so I can start here and engage that topspin and see if I can get up on the green. I think with that shot, it's going to be like a 50-50. If I hit it perfect, I have about a 50-50 chance. We're going to try it. This is that first, we played this hole. This is I think the only time I've played this hole is in the 2019 Fall Major. Let's see here. I'm going to use a Kingmaker on it just because I can cut the wind down. No, I'm going to use a Titan because I might be able to use some of that wind. And I have more Titans. So it's going to boil down to, let's make sure in my bag, let's make sure I got an extra mile, I got a quarterback, and I got a big topper. So I've got the 3 clubs that I would potentially use on it. But the big topper and the quarterback, I'm not sure they have enough to get me around the corner with a 3 Powerball. I don't think they do. Let's go check it out and see. So when I talk about the minimum score, like the -13, -14, this is the hole, especially if you have lower developed stuff. This is the hole that's like, you need to pick up hole number 2 and hole number 8 once per round. If you got upper developed stuff, you got to pick them both up. There's just no 2 ways around it. I'm coming right into that area right there. Put some topspin on. I end up right up in that. And the wind's going with me. So the wind's going to push me forward 2 rings. Come back just a little. Hit it 1 ring great to the right. Ending up in the fairway. Ending up on the fairway out there. Now, this is no gimme chip with lower or upper developed clubs because on this particular side, there is a little bit of slope and the ball's going to drop a little due to the slope on the green, not from wind. So there's going to be a slight bit of wind effect from that distance, and I'm going to have a little bit of drop. I have to go back and watch that video on where I landed. I probably could have left the wind in. And I might have been able to get up there a little bit better instead of taking some of that wind out. I will go look at it when this is over. And I am absolutely not a fan of laying it up here. I mean, it's a harder shot from up here to try and get it in the hole than it is from the tee box trying to get it over. And it's not that you can't make it from up here. It's just we're in a 3-story building and you're on the 3rd floor. You're on the roof. That is a way downhill shot. I'm going to go right on the edge of the cup. The wind should push me back to the flagpole, and if there is some drop, it's going to push me to the other side. Hitting it perfect. See if I can roll it in there. See if it rolls in. Perfect. Excellent. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about right there. Getting it done with the low level stuff. But I do believe that this hole is going to be, this hole with the lower level clubs is going to be a 50-50. I mean, you could get it right and get up there and get an eagle, and you could get it wrong and not get the eagle. And I think hole number 8 is going to be a lot more eagleable regardless of what level clubs you have. But if you want to be at the top of the, if you want to be up, if you're working towards the top 10 and your goal is to try and get a banner, you're going to have to get an eagle on this hole every time. And I just missed that hole-in-one on hole number 1. Just missed it. A stiff breeze and it would have been in the hole. That was a very nice try. That was a nice shot. Because that from up there at the top, it is so far downhill, it is super hard to make adjustments. Good game. All right, so it can be done with lower level stuff. But I think that's going to be, I'm going to have to see if I can use that wind. The last time we played this tournament, the wind was blowing a little bit different direction. And there is something I noticed too. I went back and looked at my 77 account, and I'm not, on this drive, there may be a wind adjustment we have to make. I set my stuff up 2 rings off of the transitional surface here. And if there was any fairway in between my ball and that rough when it landed, and I started off 2 rings off and I moved the wind out, it was right there. So if you're doing the shot trying to get around the trees, we either need to do a bigger wind adjustment or we need to set up 3 rings off of that transitional surface, not 2, because it was tight down there. All right, that was hole number 2. Getting it done. Getting it done in the 2020 Community Cup and Tuesday's qualifying round in the rookie division. Thanks for watching.